I've been basically in the Puerto Rico Department of Housing for a little bit over 2 years. So I'm going to talk from that experience, mostly related to CBDG-DR grant, tied to the Hurricane Irma and Maria, and specifically more so on the economic recovery area. But definitely, I do have a general overview of other grants that we work with at the Department of Housing, kind of how that's going, and the different programs. So I want to cover a little bit of ground beyond economic recovery, just to give you all some tools and perspective. And from there, definitely we can have the discussion. Before actually commencing with the presentation, to give a little bit of background, I lived roughly about 5.5 years in Orlando, Florida, and Space Coast in Florida. That's where I basically went to college. I graduated from the University of Central Florida, and my mentor was Dr. Fernando Rivera, who's a sociologist, specialized in disaster recovery, or also urban development, etc. So that was a key part of kind of shaping my background and interest. I'm not sure if it was fortunately or unfortunately, I wasn't in Puerto Rico during the hurricane, the hurricanes Irma and Maria. So I think anybody that has some tie to Puerto Rico at stroke, for being in the island, right, and directly suffering the impact, but also anybody in the diaspora, and then everyone, right, from it didn't matter the background, identity, where you came from, right, people united to really help out, and that was very beautiful. So from that, right, I basically graduated and completed my training as an economist, and so I decided to go back to the island and try to give back in some way or another. And so here's where I'm standing as of today. So I'm gonna get started. Basically, currently I serve as the deputy director for the economic recovery grant management for the CBDG-DR Irma and Maria grant. To provide a little bit of my functions, I oversee 3 of the 6 economic recovery programs currently being implemented through the Puerto Rico grantee, which is the Puerto Rico Department of Housing, but then channeling that implementation through subrecipients, which are partner entities that actually help PRDOH out in implementing the programs. Specifically, I work with one program that is for small business grants. It provides working capital and then equipment for small businesses that had a loss due to Irma or Maria. I also work a program that it's directly related to provide grants to farmers in Puerto Rico. To basically, the objective is to reinitiate, right, and create the supply chains necessary in Puerto Rico to really help out the agricultural industry, right? Anything from farmers in the mountain area, in the plains, even fishermen's. So it's really broad. It's been a wonderful experience. And lastly, but not least, I manage also a program that it's for promoting Puerto Rico as a tourism and business marketing destination. So mostly those 3 have been my background, but then again, I collaborate, and I've been collaborating with my colleagues, and it's been a very pleasant experience. So just to kind of run through what I had for the presentation, I'm going to basically share our website, and then I'm going to provide you all with some tools that I believe are very relevant for any type of research or to really see, right, what's being done in on Puerto Rico, at all their the CBDGDR MIT related operations. Just to confirm, are you all seeing the screen? Okay, wonderful. So basically, this is our website. This is the PRDOH. We're calling it now disaster recovery website, just because we've been including several grants. And so what you're going to see is that we evolved from being kind of the CBDGDR program to now CBDGDR and then CBDG MIT, right? A kind of division, and besides those two grants, we also have incorporated our role in what is the electrical grid development, right? So we work with the electrical grid aspect as tied to all these efforts, but a little bit separately as its own, kind of several. It basically functions as its own grant and compliance mechanism. So that's why we kind of divided it a little bit on the side. And also, since we had the earthquakes on the south side of Puerto Rico, southwest side, Ponce, and I know NHS work very closely and have worked very closely with all these efforts. So here, here's all related to this individual grants, mostly the action plans, the programs, etc. However, what you're going to see is the website has been mostly developed for the CBDGDR Irma and Maria grant. So you're going to see that many of the aspects still are mostly related to that grant. Eventually you'll keep seeing as the MIT grant develops and expands, you'll see the website evolving and merging more into what we're aiming for, that it's the recovery, the Office of Disaster Recovery. And then I wanted to run through some programs, just provide a little bit of background on the programs. Currently, on total, we have 21 CBDGDR programs. Of those 21, if you take a look at this grant and on a financially aggregate perspective, we're basically talking about $10.8 billion, and how that's divided is into basically 5 different categories or divisions of program. First, we have the planning programs or division. And within that, we basically have 3 main programs. First, we have the Municipal Recovery Planning Program, which focuses on working with different municipalities in Puerto Rico. We have 78. So mostly working with the 78 local governments, basically, and developing their, supporting them, providing them with the finance, right, and also with the resources to really develop, and the technical expertise to really develop the municipal recovery programs. Then we also have what we're calling a very visionary, innovative program, which is GeoFrame, or the Puerto Rico Geospatial Framework, which basically aims to not only map out all aspects of Puerto Rico, from hospitals to housing to hazard areas, but also integrating, at least that's the goal, right? To integrate all government information, including basically so it is known in Puerto Rico we have some challenges with interconnectivity between government agencies. And what we're trying to aim here is tie CRIM, which is the basically housing and land taxing system in Puerto Rico, tying that with all other aspects of the public security agency, the housing agency, the family agency, and trying to really integrate all aspects of Puerto Rico into a digital platform that really works for planners, for individuals, etc. So this is one of, they call it one of the most innovative or groundbreaking programs on that aspect, on that right planning aspect. Last but not least, we have the whole community resilience planning program, which aims to really go into more grassroots communities, right? Or really that a backbone of what our communities are, and work directly with the community to really develop programs and unite the community resources in order to become more resilient. Right, looking at what happened, what we have now, and how we can better prepare for the future. So currently, that's what we have mostly for the planning programs. For the housing programs, I'm gonna run through a little bit more quickly through this. We have the R3 program, which is our largest program, and it's I know many of you are familiar with it. Basically developing new housing for people that were affected due to the hurricanes, or relocating those individuals into new housing, right? We have the home buyer assistance program, which basically provides a financial support to individuals who are in how can I say it, who are police, teachers, public servants, individuals who really are on the front lines of providing service, nurses, etc., who are in the front lines of providing services and have a low or moderate income based on HUD standards. And so basically this program provides financial support to really buy their first home, which has been a very significant program, and one of the most, we can say, successful programs currently in Puerto Rico, with its own challenges, right? But definitely has been very, very powerful. We have the title clearance program, which has been a critical program because after the hurricane, it really arose that many individuals in Puerto Rico were living in their houses, but didn't really had legal ownership of their houses. So this program really aims to transform the generational continuity of households, right, and empower individuals to really own legally their houses. So it's been a very, very important program for this efforts. Also, rental assistance program basically has been mostly mostly focused on supporting financially our elders, and being able to afford the rental facilities, right? Additionally, we have the housing counseling program, which provides counseling mostly on the financial aspect, and connects everyone to the to realtors, to different alternatives, to the traditional, non-traditional banking, and all the structure, the financial structure of really accessing a loan, a credit counseling, etc. All aspects of really buying and living, and even considering housing. This has been a very innovative program as well. We call it SEURI, or the Community Energy and Water Resilience Installations Program. Basically, this program currently is supporting R3 in installing a solar panels and I'm sorry, I have the words in Spanish, and so I'm trying to translate. And water systems, solar water systems to really support individuals who really need those structures to operate right in a more resilient manner. We also have the gap, the gap to low income housing tax credits program, LIHTC, which basically provides a percentage of the total plan investment for some critical projects on mixed housing, particularly on single housing programs that are being developed in Puerto Rico. And then we have a very special program, which is the social interest housing. Everyone considers it one of the most beautiful programs because it really addresses targetly some critical issues in Puerto Rico, such as homelessness, youth poverty, women abuse, etc. And this programs really focus on addressing those aspects directly. So on the economic recovery side, we have a we have the small business financing program, which, as I said, basically provides small business grants, not loans, but grants to affected small businesses in Puerto Rico with 75 employees or less, for them to really recover either by physical losses, meaning equipment, furniture, etc., that really keeps the operation going, or on a financial aspect, covered mostly by working capital, which can be mortgage, rent, electricity, water, payroll, which has been critical. The biggest program that we have within the economic recovery portfolio is called Economic Development Investment Portfolio for Growth. Basically, this is like how you can view it as basically commercial, big scale commercial loans to promote the development of large scale commercial projects. So what you can see here is big projects such as hotels. You can see also healthcare facilities. You can see also we have some farm-related manufacturing plants as well, etc., that really are critical structures for the Puerto Rican economy, and that are gonna be able to recover the economy from the disasters, and also really provide a job creation, which is a critical national objective of this program. Also, we have the Regrow program, which basically provides grants to farmers, small farmers in Puerto Rico, basically from all spectrum of what can mean a farmer, everything and anything from farming on the mountains, traditionally to less traditionally, and also even on the fisheries side, which has been a great experience to really support the fisheries activities. Also, we have the workforce training program, which is a critical program providing tools for people to scale, to reskill or retrain in order to access those mostly disaster-related activities and also the jobs of the future, right? We know of the market disruptions that are currently going on. So this this program really looks into fighting disruptions from Irma and Maria, and then capitalizing on the exacerbated needs due to particularly COVID-19 pandemic, and how this program really on this present scenario really supports transforming the workforce. Also, we have the small business incubators and accelerators, which basically provides funding for entities that are providing basically coaching and mentorship through to businesses or to innovators, right? Individuals who want to really start their business or have already started and want to take it to the next level and accelerate their business model. So this has been a very beautiful project as well. Lastly, we have the tourism and business marketing program, which which is the first program that it's actually going to conclude or perform its closeout process and all the CBDG grant. It was already implemented last year, and basically promoted Puerto Rico as a tourism and business investment destination. I'm not going to go over too much into the details of the other program, but the infrastructure side, we have the non-federal match program, which basically provides the 10% local or state government match that has to be provided by the Puerto Rican government in order to pursue the FEMA projects. So it is a close collaboration between CBDGDR and FEMA and the FEMA aspect, right, of a funding received through Irma and Maria as well to really implement the projects. And last but not least, the multi-sector or city revitalization program, which basically provides funding for municipal governments or local governments to redevelop their urban areas, and provide everything from replanning, restructuring their urban areas, from a transportation standpoint, from an infrastructure standpoint, from a housing or economic development standpoint. So it is very diverse, and has been a critical project to really help out the local governments into transforming their communities.